All right, Oklahoma, hey, I'm talking about hailstones and how they form inside of a thunderstorm. So you got a storm, you got an updraft inside of a storm where the air is rising up into that thunderstorm, and you have a downdraft. Every thunderstorm has an updraft, and every thunderstorm has a downdraft. And inside that storm, raindrops are carried into the cold parts of the storm. So as you get higher up in the atmosphere, it gets colder and colder and colder. And those tiny little drops, okay, will freeze into very, very small hailstones. They start out very, very small. But as the updrafts and the downdrafts continue, well, here's what happens. That hailstone just continues to grow, right? It's carried way up into the cloud, and the hailstones will grow because they're colliding with what we call supercooled water droplets, or that's just water that is below freezing, but it's a liquid, all right? Pretty cool. So these, again, small hailstones, they get suspended and they continue to grow above our heads up into these thunderstorms. And the stronger the storm, the bigger the hail, right? And then eventually they become so big that they fall to the ground, okay? Or they fall into your backyard, or they fall on top of your car. And they fall for two reasons, one of two reasons here, sometimes both. They're big and they're heavy, and the updraft or that thunderstorm can't support the hail anymore, or the storm just begins to weaken. And when it weakens, it just drops all the hail down to the ground. But what goes up must come down inside of a storm. And look at the velocities here of some of the hailstones. We're talking about, gosh, softball size hailstones can move at 105 miles per hour. So once you start to see some golf balls into the baseballs and softball size hailstones, those can be dangerous, and in rare cases, those can be deadly. But we have a lot of hail here in Oklahoma, and again, our biggest hail most often takes place in our spring severe weather season. Pretty cool stuff. We're tracking it, as always. Stay up on News 9. We'll keep you advised.